Hello, everybody, wherever you may be. Welcome to Ham Radio Live, show number 29, hanging out, having some fun. Hi, everybody. Hey, sorry I missed yesterday. Got to sit in the dentist chair. That's my worst fear, I don't like snakes either, I guess. But, I'm not a big fan. Anyway, they scrape on them with like medieval tools. Yeah, anyway, you get it. So today we'll talk a little bit more about some noise reduction stuff and a little bit more about the loop from yesterday, which was a lot of fun. It did show how the noise floor will drop and how you get your S meter to drop as well. Of course, it would drop with your noise floor dropping. It's just the way it works. Loops are real good at that. Did a lot of work with some great receivers over the years. Zenith had a great line called the Transoceanics. They were great. They really were. They were tube sets, but they were really good. Sony, of course, came out and they crashed the bar hard. They broke right through it early in the 80s with the ICF SW 2010. The export version was the 2001, and it ran until, I think 2003. It was great receiver, just fantastic. Many updates. As you went on, you wanted to get a later model one just because it had the better updates to it. It's good. And, of course, Texan now is a new person in the shortwave stuff. Why are we talking shortwave with ham stuff? Well, because it's all the same. You listen to those broadcasts just like you listen on your receiver. And how you listen depends on what kind of an antenna you use. Mine was a loop or a long wire. That was typically it. Now, one of the things I want to explain today for those folks that do have noise issues, and there are many who do. Where's my other pen? There it is. There are devices out there that are called noise cancellation devices. Essentially, what they really are is they're a phase reversal antenna. Really, what they do is they take kind of all that noise that's bothering you, and they reverse it. They block it out. I'll show you one of them right here. I'll use the rig cam real quick to show you one of the ones that I have. I have a Time Wave ANC4. I'd like to get one that is I'd like to try one of the MFJs. MFJ has a 1025 and 1026. I'd rather use the 1026 because it has a preamp in it. So that's my unit right there. And essentially the reason why I use it is because I have a power transformer right outside my property. It causes a lot of problems. And what it does, I'll go ahead and I'll pull the amplifier, the preamp on here so you can kind of see a better example of it. Just use one, it's all I need. Okay, if you take a look on the screen, you're going to see all these repeated anomalies right here. Okay, that's all RF, and they're all coming in various areas. They're repetitive. Many people have maybe that problem. Many times that comes from a power transformer that might be on or near your property. Now, a phase antenna or a noise cancellation system, really it's a phasing system. What it does, it's like using a phasing set of vertical antennas, okay? You set one antenna as the driven element, one as the phased antenna element. The phased element is going to be 90 degrees out of phase from the forward one. And the reason for that is you want there to be a delay between the two antennas, so when the first one broadcasts, the second one is just behind it to create almost a protective layer for that signal to be very directional. You can look on like antenna modeling software to find out how they work really well just to see the pattern. But what you'll see typically is you're going to see a pattern that's extremely strong directionally, and from the backside, very weak, meaning it's not going to pick up something long path. It's highly unlikely you're going to do that. Now, it's possible maybe somebody long path has, multiple Yagis and they're pointed your way and he's got a full watt amplifier and he's pointing every watt that he's got right at you. I guess it's possible you could hear off the back of it, but it's a highly unlikely situation. What this does essentially is the same thing. It uses two antennas. One is your antenna and the other one is the phasing antenna. It will set up the distance of phase between the two antennas to essentially create that null where the noise is and cancel things out. Now, let me show you real quick. I've had mine engaged the whole time. Now, I'll disengage it watch the waterfall screen. Let me get you over the rig cam so you can see it. Again, excuse me for my noise of my voice. It's awful. It's been so smoky here. The Department of Environmental Quality here in Oregon, DEQ, has been telling people to stay inside for days now. This has been going on since like early Tuesday. Tuesday was when it looked like Mars here. Wednesday, it looked kind of like between Mars and Venus. And today is just like we're in the middle of a campfire. Anyway, here we go. So the ANC4 is now engaged. Let me disengage it. Now watch the waterfall. See all the noise increase? And then you can also see the anomalies here from the RFI come up too. And that's just what they do. I'll engage it again. You'll see the waterfall change colors just a little bit. And there it is. You also see the top. You see the actual signals coming in. You'll see those decrease as well. The intensity of them decrease again with the ANC4 noise canceller disengaged. Everything comes up. Re-engage it. They go down. Now, I've got to be honest with you. I really would rather have a preamp in my noise canceller. And there's a reason for that, because there are times when you have such high RFI that having the preamp within a phase canceling system, it's not really a phase antenna, although it is. This uses either my dipole, which is up top of my house, or my vertical, which is in the rear. And then it has 170 feet of wire, number 10 copper wire that goes around my fence line. I live in a small city block lot. I live in the country. It's strange. I live in the country, but my lot is quite small. You know, it's only like 50 by 75. So not very big to run a long antenna that's going away from the first antenna. That's typically how you want to use one. So for example, if your vertical was here, you probably want to have your phase antenna going the opposite direction. Okay. If you also want to try and null out the noise, another way to do it is to point your antenna towards the noise source. So say it was right here, you would try and put the phase antenna over here to try and null it out. Makes it easier. But anyway, that's how they work. Let me get you the rig cam. Let's see if we can make some calls today. Today is a very smoky day still, very unhealthy air quality. And there's been studies run on this. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's been lots of studies done on smoke and how it relates to radio, especially with UHF frequencies, because those are the frequencies that fire departments, they tend to use when they're trying to communicate with various fire crews on the ground. The smoke can tend to refract much of those signals, making them even uncopyable. But with HF, they also can have an impact because there's so much carbon within the air, within the atmosphere, it's falling within the smoke, that it will refract some of the signal, not only coming out from your transmitter, but also back to your receiver. It's the way it works. That's why yesterday's test was really cool to do on the loop. So let's take a look at it. It is Friday, the 11th of September, 2020. And let's take a look at the rig cam. We'll see what we got here on 20 meters. 17's kind of dead. Over here. Ooh, weak one right here. Right there. I love to go for the weak ones. The weak ones for me, they scream far away. Turn in some DNR. Try again. Let's listen again. Okay, so they're running a net. They've got a signal right there. Pop over here. Whoops. I don't like doing that. You've got to be really precise with this. You need to hit exactly on that part of the waterfall where it clicks right on the signal right here. Be outside the band. Don't want to do that. All right, let's go back. Okay. The fun of listening in, just listening in. Oh, man. Okay. I agree with him. I think they should be standing. You know what? I'm going to make a stand right here. You should be standing for the national anthem. You know what? There are tens of thousands of American servicemen dead to protect you from fascism and to protect you from communism. I'm not making this political, but you should be on your feet when that national anthem plays, period. That's what I think too. I agree. I've just made my political announcement and my stance. I'm sorry. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Gee, I couldn't even get any noise in there at all. My signal was too far down. I was listening and not paying attention. Yikes. Tune up real quick. We know one's in the Phoenix area. From me, that's about 1,200 miles, not far. So right now, Kilo 7 Hotel November. We are right about, we're at the Dipole. Roger, Kilo 7 Hotel November for a quick one, doing a live YouTube feed. Roger that, Lou. My name is Larry. That's Lima Alpha Romeo Romeo Yankee. Call sign Kilo 7 Hotel November. QTH, very smoky. Independence, Oregon, about 65 miles southwest of Portland. Over. No, actually, we're 65 miles southwest. So if you know where Salem, Oregon is, we're about southwest of Salem, about 16 miles. So we're getting the smoke from all those fires belting right into our area. So literally 2 days ago looked like the surface of Mars. Anyway, hey, my friend Lou, you're running right about a 5.7 to a 5.8 here. Good signal, good modulation. Over. Isn't ham radio cool? Mm-hmm. A lot of fade right now. We're getting a lot of QSP. He's right about that. You got that right, Lou. Absolutely. Mama's got to be happy. Well, we're running a Yaesu 101 MP here, just running off of a, let's see, I always have to check. Yeah, we're running off of a ZS6 BKW dipole, about 48 feet, running 200 watts. No, what? We're 150. Yeah, we're at 150. So 150. I love the the 1000 Mark V. Love that rig. You can really do some great ESSB work with that because of the wide transmission range on that. It's just got a great transmitter on it. Great rig. Great rig. Anyway, bud, listen, I won't keep it. Want to go quick because we're getting some QSB. My name's Larry. I'll send you a copy of this YouTube link so you can hear yourself here. And I appreciate your call very much. I really do. God bless you, brother. We'll keep it safe for you up here. But doggone, we got to get rid of this smoke. W7 Hotel X-Ray, Kilo 7 Hotel November. God bless you and be well.
Okay, Larry, very fine. Yeah, I have two of these MP Mark V. One of them is non-functional. This one has been repaired, I think about 5 years ago or so. The fan went out of it, and I thought, well, I can probably fix that. So I took the lid off this thing. I quickly put the screws back in it and put it back together. But yeah, he's been a great radio. I say I've got two of them because for years we were snowbirds or rainbirds. Had a home in the Seattle area and a home here in Arizona in Sun City, and I had two complete stations. I grabbed my logbook and my bird watt meter. That was the only two things I had to transport back and forth. All the rest of it was already here. And we still have the place in Sun City because it's in the Phoenix area. I'm about 4,000 feet higher here in the mountains.
Yep.
And it makes about 15 degrees difference in the temperature.
Yeah.
And they have had an ungodly hot summer in the Phoenix area. It's been hot up here. We've had a lot of days, right at 100. I think they had two of them like 102 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
But because we're in a valley, we usually have a breeze up here. It's currently 78 degrees with 12% humidity. And all that smoke and stuff, that's awful. And it wipes out the little town of Phoenix. When I've been up and down Interstate 5 more times than I can count.
Sure.
And I remember all these little bergs that they mentioned, on Interstate 5. And, Phoenix and you wiped it off the map. And it has, several of these little towns in Northern California.
Roger Lou, well, thank you. Yeah, it is definitely, yeah, let's just say I've never seen it this bad here before. I've lived here my whole life, never seen it like this, but we're honored to make the call. Thank you very much, Lou. Thank you so much. God bless you, man. 73, stay safe. Do that, okay? W7 Hotel X-Ray, Kilo 7 Hotel November, clear. That's Lou down in Prescott, Arizona. It's about 1,200 miles. Folks, if you ever thought about ham radio being, on ham radio, wanting to do it, right? You thought about it. Maybe grandpa did it, dad did it. You've thought about it. I just want you to know how much fun it is. That's really the reason that this channel exists, is to help you understand it a little bit better and help you know the fun of it. Now, that's Lou in Prescott, Arizona. He's originally from the Seattle area. If I look on his QRZ page, which is kind of like our white pages, the old white pages, we used to have when we check on somebody, right? That was it. That's neat. And that's it. And that's my buddy Jeanette. Jeanette lives here in Oregon. Jeanette, it's so nice to see you. Yay, Jeanette. This is something I like to do just for some fun while I'm recovering from a nasty hip surgery. It's really knocked me down, but we can do it for a few minutes. Hi, Jeanette. Anyway, So if you've thought about being in ham radio, it's simple and it's so much fun. You can meet people from all over the world. You really can. The biggest challenge, I think, is getting over I guess, the concern about getting the license, passing the test. Understand there's 35 questions on both the first and second tests in the United States. So to become a technician or a general, you're going to have to answer 35 questions each test. But it's okay. You only need to get 74%. Think about that. You can miss a lot of questions. If you go to the extra, well, now you've got 50 questions, but you just need 74% on that too. You can miss 13 questions on the extra and still pass. It's set up not to hurt you, but to make sure that you don't burn your house down. Don't, mess up your neighbor's TV sets, which really isn't a problem today with the equipment that they put into televisions and into transmitters, but you know, it's for your safety. So truly, it's just a joy. Let's make one more call. Why don't we? Okay. I love 17 meters. It's my favorite frequency. Let's try and tune up on 17. Just have a little fun, see if anybody's there. 17 is so narrow, you know. And bear with me. I'm an old AM and shortwave DXer. I don't look at the waterfall. If you look, let me show you what I'm doing just to get an idea. When I'm doing this, I'm not looking here, which is where my screen is and where the camera's pointed. I'm doing this. I'm looking at the frequency, turning, and I'm listening. That's just the way I've done it for so long with doing shortwave and medium wave long distance contact work, listening, finding those stations. Fun stuff. Good memories. Yeah. 17's pretty dead. So it gives you an idea of how I do it. I do it with my ears. I don't look at the screen. It'd be easier, clearly, but I just have that way of doing it. For me, it's just easier. I'm going to knock off this amp because I don't like having it on the screen. If I do look at it, I just like to be able to look at it a little bit clearer so I can see the screen pop up and see my signals. And again, if you're a person that needs a scope, easy way to do it. If it's a quiet situation where your waterfall's quiet, just bump up your preamp. Just bump it up. Oops, hello. Goodness sakes. There you go. Just bump up your preamp. You'll find them. I'm just going to listen. Okay. And again, this time, instead of me showing you the screen, I'll show you how I do it so you get an idea. This is just how I learned over many decades, way before there was this thing called a pen adapter and a waterfall screen. Just a moment. By Jeanette. Thank you. Hey, by the way, Jeanette, I hope have you moved okay? Jeanette is a good friend from my other YouTube channel, and I just love her. Thank you, Jeanette, for stopping by, and please be safe. I hope you move safely. Neighbor. We're almost neighbors now. That's pretty cool. All right, let me try and find one more signal. Okay. Get you the rig cam. I'm right here. I like to try and bring you, if I can, signals that you're not hearing like lots of static crash or environmental noise in. Here was the one we saw before then. What about here? And again, you can see all the anomalies there from the RFI that are hitting everywhere. Well, all right, let's do this. Hold on. some tuck there into the 4 district. Okay. Let's settle in right here. We'll go to 316, okay? Check our power. See, at 150, we can go to 200 watts. Make sure we don't hear anything on frequency. Good practice is to listen. If you hear anything, just don't even broadcast. Otherwise, go ahead and ask for the frequency being available. That's it. All right, let's try it. Is this frequency available? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. There's someone tuning up right here. Or someone's going to call right here. Someone's going to call right there where the mouse is. See it? You can see a long tune. It's a long tone typically. Let me tune this time up because I do use multiple antennas through a 4-port switch. Basically, lets me use 4 different antennas, run them out into one feed, goes into this rig. Let's try again. Is this frequency available, please? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. You can see the SWR staying right about 1. This is going off the dipole today. Now, we can move to the vertical. The vertical is going to give us more noise because it just picks up more noise because of its polarization and also because of the fact that there's a lot of aluminum out there. Picks up a lot of noise. Give you a good example of that. See, okay. Now, in this case, you see all of that noise that you see from the power grid, not really the power transformer outside of my property that's pouring noise in is driving me crazy. But quite quiet. Usually a vertical will always put in more noise than a dipole. Just does. I'm going to just run back to the dipole. That's where we're tuned. Checking to make sure frequency is available. Kilo 7 Hotel November. All right. So the 2 things I look at, if you're new to ham radio or be interested in ham radio, I look into the SWR meter, which this radio will show. This is the Yaesu FTDX 101 MP. I look here to the power to see how well it's transmitting. The second area that I do look at is here for SWR. That's the first thing I'm looking at. I want to see how well my SWR goes with modulated voice. CQ on 20. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November, kilowatt 7 Hotel November, calling CQ. CQ20 from the Pacific Northwest of Oregon, Kilo 7 Hotel November, calling CQ and listening. All right, if I can get there. The second piece I look at is my ALC. Okay, ALC is automatic level control. It's when your radio tries to push back your audio. I want that audio to be right at the edge of this line right here. Every radio wants the same thing. Every operator wants the same thing. Again, for new people, this is how it works. Let's try it and see where we're at. CQ 40 meters. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November, calling CQ. CQ on 20. CQ20 from the smoky Pacific Northwest. This is kilowatt 7 Hotel November. Kilowatt 7 Hotel November, calling CQ. CQ K7HN, calling CQ and listening. Now, calling CQ is like fishing. Sometimes you get a fish, sometimes you don't. Doesn't mean that you're not successful. You are getting out there. But people have to be watching waterfalls, not in conversations of their own, and be looking for a call. There's a lot of impact there, okay? So we've called a few times. We'll call a third and find out. CQ on 20. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilowatt 7 Hotel November, calling CQ. CQ 20 meters. Kilo 7 Hotel November, Kilowatt 7 Hotel November, calling CQ. CQ from the Pacific Northwest of Oregon, Kilowatt 7 Hotel November, calling CQ on 20 and listening. Okay, not getting anything back on there. We'll try and chase real quick before we get too long on the video. Trying to find a signal that's workable for y'all to listen to. That's the key. Just finding a signal we can all hear real well. Okay? Let's go back down. So much fade to the signal. It's really hard for me to pull it in on frequency there. So, and it's right in the middle of my RFI disaster. Yep. Okay, so 14150. Let me just show for new hams. 14150. This is the beginning of the phone portion where you can use your mic. Okay. But to be clear, you need to be able to provide enough frequency length between your bandwidth on transmit to be able to reach down to 14.150. What that means is you want to be able to leave some margin, some room to the bottom of the band. So make sure that you're going to be far enough away from the edge of the band. That'd be 14153. So this gives me 3 kilohertz to work with to make the call if I wanted to here, but I'm not going to. We're just trying to chase some signals here. Got a real strong one right there. Just trying to, just in the, courtesy of your time, find something quick. Current conditions out right now for my area are terrible to work radio. They just are. They're just awful. Just to give you an idea of the way it looks right now for new hams, if you're looking at stuff like, what the current conditions are, my current conditions are by maximum usable frequency to be successful is really right about 8 megahertz, right around there. We're 14. Doesn't mean you can't make signal calls. It means doesn't mean you can't. You certainly can. But what we want to do is we want to be successful at it, right? You see the different levels the waterfall will go. 3 different levels. And then back to the top. Okay? It gives you an idea. If you want to be able to put more on the screen on this rig, you can. But it gives you an idea of how much more room there really is. Okay? So we're going to go here. This is where this signal is. Right about there. And we'll take a quick look, see if we can grab somebody else. If we can't, we'll call it a day. It's okay. Now, again, according to QRZ and according to current frequency, forecasts instead of basically what you can use and what's popular. Let me show you real quick. When they say maximum usable frequency, what it means is you want to transmit somewhere close to that amount. That's what it really means. Right now, the maximum usable frequency is literally just above 6 megahertz. Okay, let me show you on the screen real quick. Give you a good idea. Okay. All right. And that was not what it was supposed to pick up. Of course not. Let's try it one more time. Hopefully we can get it up there. If we can't, we'll try a third because, hey, we're hams. So we do the best we can with what we have to work with. So let's try it again. See if we can get it up on the screen for you. My hope is it'll work, and it won't. So this one's one link. It won't work. One link too far. Okay. Let's get you going here. Let's get you on the band and let you see. Lots of noise, but it's okay. We're in the phone portion. Got a pretty strong signal right around here. Here we go. So here's Calgary, Alberta, Canada. That's about 800 miles away or so. Now, without this ANC noise canceller on, watch what the screen does. It'll really light up. See? Again, that's just using a different antenna to take out the noise, to help to filter out the RFI that's just pouring in there, the environmental noise or RFI. Big signal over here. Again, people are on 40 for a reason. It's because 40's working. Hams will go where the signals will work. Okay, this is a net, so we're not going to mess with a net. Not to be confused with a net, as in funicello. No, not that. Okay. Now we're above 40. All right. So new hams. If you'd like to get into ham radio, there's great ways to do so. I'm at the length of my ability to sit. Since I've had hip surgery and with a chronically damaged back, it just is one of the disabilities that God has let me have, and I'm grateful for it because I have the opportunity to share my love with you. I can tell you that I've never regretted being a ham operator. I've enjoyed it very much. I've met people from all the way to Indonesia, all the way to Sao Paulo, Brazil, and into the Canary Islands, in Scotland, Canada, Hawaii, all over the world. And it's been just such a wonderful trip for me. It's been nice to learn about their cultures and learn about their lives. Ham radio is one of those things in life that you will never regret working toward to get your license. And don't take the test so personally hard that you're going to maybe fail at it. Look at it as an opportunity to grow. Thanks for watching. This has been Ham Radio Live Show 29. We'll be live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific. Until then, God bless you, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.